Hello once again, and I welcome you back to Code with Ibra. Okay, I really love you so much, and I cherish you wherever you are watching me from. This lecture we are going to look at CSS selectors. So previously I came up with CSS selectors, but that one was for beginners. It's for when we were starting up. So I need to give something that will get us quickly going. All right. So this is like the part 2 of the CSS selectors. Okay, so I will not waste much time. As always, I have the project set up, my index and then my CSS. I have linked the CSS to the HTML file on the line 7. This is what you are seeing here. All right, so okay, so I'll start by creating my div and give it a class of school. Okay, and give it a class of school. I also create a p, and then this one will simply be the school name. Okay, school name, and the name of the school is Code with Ibra Academy. I hope when I launch the school I'll get people to enroll. Code with Ibra Academy, that's the name of the school. And also I have another, let me give this one a class of school fee. The fee of the school is free. Okay, it's free for everyone. And let me just add last one. This one is going to be okay, just be like that. And then duration is going to be 2 years. Okay, let me also give a class of duration. So we have what we have here is we have the parent. Okay, we have the parent of school, and then the parent has children of the p tags. These are the classes for the children of the main parent, that is the school. Let us come and create another one. Let me call this one, actually let me call it course. I'll give it a class course, course. Okay, and the course will also have a list of children, like the name of the course. So let's give it a class of course name. Okay, so the name of the course is going to be CSS. Okay, the name of the course is going to be CSS, and here this one too is going to be the topic, course title. Okay, let me just make it course. All right, so I make it course teacher. Let me click course teacher. Of course, it's your teacher. Okay, Code with Ibra, that's the teacher for the course. All right, so we are going to look at selectors today. Okay, we are going to look at selectors today. So this is what we have here. The course that you are seeing is the parent, and the course name, and then the course teacher is the children. And this one too, the school is the parent, and what you are seeing inside it is the child. Okay, so let's now move to the CSS and select the div. We can come here and select the div, okay, and give it a color of red. Okay, so let me add one thing too. Let me give it an h1 of school information. This is the school information, and this side is also the course information. Okay, so h1 course information. So we have the school information, and we also have the course information. Let me view it in the browser. So website and then index. Okay, so this is the school information, and this is what the course information. All right, the name of the school, the fee, and then the duration. This is what you are seeing on the screen. All right, so I'll come here. Right now at the moment we have applied a color of red to the div. Okay, so you see that all the divs and their children are having a color of red. Okay, but this is what I want us to look at. What if we want only the school? Okay, we want only the school and its members to have a color of red. And as for this one, we want them to have the default color that comes with it, the black. How do we do that? Well, for us to be able to do that, we need to specify it using the selector. Okay, specify it using the selector. So at the moment, we will come to our page and we will say that, okay, we are looking for a div that has a class of school. So if we get a div that has a class of school, then we want to target that particular div. Okay, we want to particularly target that div and its element to give the style that we want. So now what I will do here is we specify the div. We tell that we want a div that has a class. Okay, so div, no space, don't bring any space. Then you add the dot here. Okay, then the name of the class it contains, which is school. So school, school here. Let's now give it a color of red and look at what happens. So previously all of them were having the red color. We refresh and we see that now these guys, they are sitting all alone, but only this side, only the school information, okay, only them are having the specified red color. All right, so that is how we do it. We select the div because the divs are the same. We have div here, we also have another div here. So we select this div tag and we tell the div that we are looking for that particular div that has school as its class. So a div that has school as its class. Please watch it very carefully. The moment you bring space here, it's not going to work. Okay, the moment you bring space here, it's not going to work. So look at something. I now introduce the space, I refresh, and you see it's not working. Okay, it's not working because the language specified, CSS does not understand this language. So you always have to make sure that it is together. Then you can tell the browser that, okay, look for the div that has a class of school. We can also give it an ID and say that, okay, let me just call it target. Okay, and you know that if you are working with an ID, we don't need to use dots, we need to use hash. Okay, hash. So div hash school, they are together. So we are telling that CSS come to the browser, come to the HTML files and select the div tag. When you select the div tag, make sure you locate the particular one that has an ID of what? Target. So a div of an ID target, sure, target. We now come to the browser, we refresh, and we see the styles are applied to the children of only the school and not the course. Okay, all right. But I like to always style my content, style my CSS with classes. Most of the time CSS IDs are used. Most of the time IDs are used when coding JavaScript, so that we use the ID to manipulate the HTML from the JavaScript side. All right, so that is it. What if we also, okay, let me pause. I want you guys to also pause the lecture right now and come to this particular side and apply a particular style to only this side. Give it a color of yellow. Okay, give it a color of yellow, and so that this one will be red and this one too will be yellow. Do it, and when you are done, pause the video to look at the solution. All right, thank you so much. If you could do it, that is very fine. If you couldn't do it too, it's very good. Mistakes are our best friends because they help us to become better and good. Okay, so let's come here. We will now select the div, and tell the CSS that we want the one that has a class called course. Okay, a class with the name course, a class with the name course. Then we will give it a color of yellow, We go back to the browser and we refresh, and now it's yellow. Okay, yellow is not visible, but this is not about it being visible or not. it's just about the concept. So if you have the concept, you are there. Let's change it from yellow to blue so that at least it can be very okay, sure, it can be good to the eye. All right, so now we have the course, and the course is having a different style. Okay, so basically this is a way of differentiating divs, okay, or elements in CSS. So you just select this one and then you put a dot, then the name of the class, which will loop through the element and select the particular one that you want. All right, I want to also do something here. Let me come here, for instance, and give another element and give it a class of test. Okay, and I will say I am the test in the school info. And this guy here, right, this guy here will also have a class of test. So class of test, and it will also have a content of I am the test in the course info. All right, so let's now go back to the browser and refresh. Okay, we have the I am the test in the school info, and then I am the test in the course info. Okay, they all have a class of test. Look at something. I can come here and select the particular, I can select the particular test, okay, this class. So test, and I'll give it a color of which color? Let me give it a color of orange. All right, orange. Refresh, and we see all of them are having the color of orange. What if I want to give the test in the school information section? What if I want to give it maybe a color of blue? Okay, and I want to give this one to a color of red. How do I do that? Very good. It's very, very simple. How we do that is you come back, and then first of all we are changing this one to blue color, right? So we first have to select the school, and we tell the school that, okay, school, go and look for that particular child of yours that has a class of test, then apply the style to, right? So we can simply come here. You can do it this way. You can say that, okay, div that has a class of school, okay, a div that has a class of school, and at the same time has a child of test. We want to give that one a color of blue. So we come here, we refresh, and we see this one is blue. This one is by default blue. That's why you're seeing it. Okay, this is I am the test, and it's now blue. Okay, but you can take this one off since we really don't want to use it here. Okay, so this is what you are seeing. We select the school. Hello, we select the school, and when we selected the school, we came down and said, okay, school, we want the child that has a class of test. So this is the school, but one thing you can see that there's a space. It is not joined together like this one. You see, for this one, the div is joined together with the class, right? But as for this side, you are not to join them. If you join them together, my brother, it will not work. So see, you join them together, it is not working. Okay, so how CSS differentiate or specify children is with a space. So the moment you give a space in between them, CSS will think that, okay, this test here is a child in the school element. Okay, in the school element. So the school is the parent, and this one is a child. How did we know? It's because of the space in between them. Okay, it's because of the space in between them. But if you join them together like this one, then CSS, if you join them together, CSS would think that test is also a class of this one. Okay, it will think that this one is a class of this one, or the school is also containing a class of test. So that is not how it is done. You get to bring your space so that you tell the browser that school is the parent and test is the child. Okay, so school is the parent and test is the child. All right, I'm sure you understand me now. So you refresh and we see it back to 0. I want you to pause the video right now and change this one. I am the test in the course info. I want you to change it to color red. All right, and when you are done, resume the video to look at the solution. Okay, thank you so much. If you could do it, if you couldn't do it, that's very fine. Mistakes are our best friends, so it's there to strengthen us. All right, let us do them together then. So what I'll do is we will select the course. Okay, we will select the course. When we select the course, then we tell the course that, okay, look for your child, that is test. Very good. So we come here, we select the course, and we say course. You have another child called test, and so because it's a child, a space needs to be introduced, right? And then the test will come. We say we want to give this one a color of red, right? Very good. So it now has a color red. Let's refresh, and you see that now the I am the test blah 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 is having the red color. So this is how you get to choose. You get to select children from their parents. Okay, children from their parents. So that is something that I want to demonstrate to you guys on CSS Selectors. CSS Selectors, sure. All right, but that is not all that. Okay, that is not all that. We want to also apply a style to this particular one without the rest of them. I want to give a background color of red to this element that has a class of school name. Basically, how we do this is we can give it a class the same way we have done it like this. Let me copy the class and come here and paste it here. Okay, and paste it here, and as I'll give it maybe a background color of what is this, my color? Aqua. A background color of aqua. Okay, let's see it in action. So I refresh, and we see that now it's selected here. Okay, this is the only way. So far in this lecture, this is how we have been doing. Okay, we just select the class and then we give it the star. But there's a way actually in CSS that you can select this particular element based on their number. Okay, so if we can count, we see that this one is 1 2 3 4. There are 4 elements. Okay, so we can set them as, we can specify some style using their number. Maybe like the element at position 2 or at the position 4th or the position of the 1st. So we can do that one too with CSS. All right, this is how we get to do it. Let me take this one off. So what we do is we have to select the school. Okay, we select the school and we say that Mr. School, we want to apply a particular style to all your children. Okay, a particular style to all your children. So this is school, and then when we select the school, we say that, okay, we want to select all your children of P. So school space P, because we want to select, this is the parent, and the space will show that this one is what is coming. This is the child, so the space is here, and then the P, which is the child. Okay, we have that one here. So what we are going to do now is we can say that background is what is this, my color? Okay, let me choose Blairwood, and refresh. This is what we are seeing. We have given it a background for all the selected P elements, right? That is very fine, but this is not what we want to do. We want to select this particular one, the school fees. Okay, we want to give the style to the school fee, this particular one, without the rest. We can do that by using the class name, but there's another way of not using the class name but the element's position. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So we put the cursor in front of the P and then nth child. Okay, nth child. So nth is simply the trying to get the position of the child, right? The position of the child. So position 2. So position 2, this one is the position 1. So the position 2 is talking about this guy right here. Okay, so let's refresh and we see that now the position 2 guy has been selected. This is the position 2. What if we want to do it to the last position? So 1 2 3 4. This is 4. So we come here, we change it from 2 to 4 and we go back to the browser to refresh and we see that now it has moved from this side to this side. Okay, that is all about the nth position. But before you can start, you can use the nth position. Don't forget your semicolon. Okay, you need to put the semicolon. If you forget the semicolon, you see I'm having some red issues here telling me that I have made a mistake somewhere. Okay, make sure to always bring your colon so that it will work for you. Very good. What if I want to select the first one? I just type 1 and I refresh and you see the 1 is what is selected. Okay, that's very good. Let's also look at something new. So there's a way of also targeting the first or the last of the parent element. Okay, so I can come here and I say that okay, school P dot, and then I bring the colon and I will specify last child. Okay, P last child. What does this tell you? It means that select the last child, right? Select the last child. So I'll give the last child a background of background. Very good. Background of, let me make it blue. Okay, let me make it blue. So the last child has already has a color blue, so if I give it blue, it is not going to be visible. Let me make it black so that we can see it. So we refresh the last child and we see that the last child now has a background of black as we have specified. So the goal is not to test everything but to show you how to do it. Okay, so how you do it is, first you have to select the parent. Okay, you have to select the parent, which is this one. We have selected the parent by the class. Okay, so school is the parent. And then we also, the next thing we have to do is we select the children. Okay, we select the children and these are the children, the P's. The P are the children. So we select the P. When we select the P, we tell them that we want a P of this position. So P, then you bring your colon. Okay, P and you bring your colon, and then nth child. Nth child is simply for setting the position, for getting the position. So nth child 1 will set will target the particular element of the first position. Okay, so in that order. If your element is up to 10, you want to select the 10th one, you can use the 10th. All right, and if you want to straightforward select the last child, you can do it this way. Okay, the parent will come and then the children, you specify the P. Why you see this P is simply because P, this one is P. You see that thing? All of them are P elements. So you select the P element and you tell them that okay, from the selected P element, we want the last child. Okay, from the selected P element, we want the one with the position of what? Of 1. Nth child simply means selecting the position. Very good. And we don't have only last child. Okay, let me change this one to 3, and let me come to the browser to refresh. Okay, so that we see that now it's had the third one, 1 2 3 is selected. Very good. We also have something called the first child. Okay, the first child, and first child will simply select this one. So see, very good. You see, now it has moved from this side, which was the last, and now has been applied to the first child. You don't need to know all these things to be able to code CSS. Okay, there are so many people, they can create amazing websites without even looking at this side. All right, but you need to know them. They are one way or the other, you will need them. Okay, so you have to know them. You have to know them. Every property in CSS is not just there, it's there for your good. So if you get a chance to study them, you have to try your best and learn them, for they will help you greatly in your web development. All right, very good. So this is something small that I want to share with you in this lecture, and we will meet in the next lecture. But I will ask you to kindly subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Try and give us your comment. Let us know how you feel about this lecture, and if also I made a mistake, I will be glad for you to point it out to me, because we are also and always learning. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lecture.